Hi, I've got a lovely, fun gingerbread man and gingerbread house card for you today. There's so much going on here and lots of things I want to show you, so let's get started. We will introduce you to everything we'll be using. Going to use the new Candy Burst embossing folder, the sentiment from Our House to Yours, just a little corner from the Snowflake Flourish and Corner set. Here is the gingerbread man and all the little items that you can put with them, and the gingerbread house, and we've got some things that we can do with that, so we'll show you how to use that. I'm going to do some embossing first. I've got a piece of white, coconut white card that is 6 inches by 6.5. Now this is larger than our folder, so what we're going to do is do part of it and then do the other half. So there's going to be a little bit of a join line. So sometimes it helps just to decide where it's going to be the least amount to be shown on your card and put your join there. So what I'm going to do is do about half of the Candy Burst. Pop that in there. Put that down and trade these plates out. So I'm going to put my tan mat over that, and I'm just going to keep it a little bit shy of the edge so I don't get a really hard edge. Put my white adapter plate in there. Go. Run that through. We'll bring that around, and I'm just going to move it over to the other side, just right about on that line, and it's not going to line up exactly, but it's such a busy pattern that it shouldn't be too terribly obvious. I'm just going to put my tan mat a little bit shy of that and put my adapter plate back over that. There we go. So you can see I've got just a little bit of a line down the center. It's not bad at all, and I'm sure most of that will be hidden with the design of our card. Now the other thing I wanted to do is just to add a little bit of an edge to this. So I've taken my Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, I've gone all the way around the edge with it, and I've just sprinkled some ice snow on it. So what you have is a piece that looks just like that. So you have a little bit of that twinkle coming through. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this piece next. And I've cut the house from our gingerbread house out of KRAFTCARD, but we need to add the door. And I wanted to show you a couple little features of the door. So we will bring our cutting plates back over, put our door down, and take a piece of tape. Now I have to admit, with KRAFTCARD, it does tend to pull the fibers a little, so I tend to use the tape on my trousers just to get a little bit of the sticky off of it, because you want to be very careful when using KRAFTCARD, but you want to hold it into place. Just going to put that door right in the center. So this will cut a swing door for us. Just gently, ever so gently, peel that off so we don't rip any of those fibers. There we go. Put that back onto our plate. So you can see you've got a really nice little fold there. You can fold that backwards, okay? So what I want to do is have one of the little gingerbread men on the inside of the house and one on the outside. So I've gone ahead and I've cut this little guy and decorated him. So he'll look like he's just popping his head out the door. So I've cut a solid to go in the backing. So what we're going to do is, so let's just use a little, in fact, you know what, let's use a little bit of tape for this. Tape that down. There we go. And a little bit around here. Okay, so he's going to pop right about here, so I want to, just before I put it all the way down, I want to pop him into place so he looks like he's just poking out the door. He's a little bit bigger than the door, but he's so cute. I'm going to put him at a jaunty little angle. We'll just add a little bit of tape to the back of him. Hold him into place nicely. Put him in there. There we go. So you can see, looks like he's just popping out the side of the door there. So now we want to actually decorate our house. I've gone ahead and used the inside die with the outside edge to cut the frame around the house, and I've done a little bit of ice snow around it so it's got a nice glitter to it. So we'll add that onto place with some glue. Just around the edges. It's a little bit wider in some spots, so it's a nice place to add some glue. Put that down over the top. There we go. Get that nice and lined up. Move it around a little bit. Okay. And I want to decorate the top of the door. And on the actual die, there are little pieces that you can use. Let me see if I can show these to you. So here's your door. And there are the little sections of the door. So I've cut those already. And I've just added a little bit of mounting foam to each to raise them. Have a nice little dimension. I'm going to put them inside the little panels. I've added some glue down into the corners of each of these and sprinkled a bit of ice snow on there so they have a nice little snowy twinkle to them. Put that one into place. There. And on the gingerbread man itself, you can use these little buttons, stack them up, and it makes a nice little doorknob. Put a little glue on there. We'll just put that right into place. Give that a second to set up. Now, it comes with some windows or little peppermint candies, as it were. So I've done these in red and white. I've added a little bit of mounting foam to the back of them. So we are going to place them around on our house. Okay, put this one here. There we go. And there's a little holly. Now I've gone ahead and cut the holly twice, once in green and once in red. And I just cut off the little berries and put a little bit of red glitter kiss on there as a sparkle. So we will add some glue to the back of this and put that into the top part of the roof line right there, just as a nice little accent. Okay. So next we want to create a little walkway for our house. So I have covered a piece of coconut white card, just cut it like a little walkway with a little bit of a curve to it. Covered it with a sticky sheet. So I'm going to peel this off and I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on the back of it and just have it come right down to the bottom edge here. Let's see, right about like that should work. Now what I want to do is add in some of these little accent pieces. There's some little gumdrops or fruit jellies, whatever you want to call these. I've done them in red and green and I've just cut them ever so slightly between them so I can bend them a tiny bit. And I find it's easier to put these on, let's go this way, first before I glitter, and then I don't have to worry about having them stick. Put some here, put some here. There they go, they'll stick right to the edge, and then we're going to use a couple more and just trim them. I think we'll need 2 on this extra piece. That should work. And I think we only need about 1 more of the green one. So we'll trim that off the end of that one. Use this into place here. So now we can bring in a little bit of our sparkle star and just coat this. Come on, there we go. A little bit of glitter. Let me bring in a piece of copy paper here. We'll move that around, just get all that sticky covered. Tap off the extra. So you have a nice little glittery walkway for your house. So we can go ahead and put our house into place, and I think I'll just use a bit of mounting foam for this. That should work. And trim this one a little bit. And we can seat the house so it just ends up lining up with that walkway very nicely. There we go. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is show you how I've gone and created the sentiment. So I've got a piece of red card, and I'm going to just move these out of the way. Bring in our new red glitter kiss, and you can see it's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to pick up a little bit with the applicator. And I'm just going to go ahead and rub it back and forth onto a piece of red card. And I like to do a bigger piece of this so I can just grab it and use it when I need to, because you want to make sure it's good and dry. Okay, so leave that to dry. And what you end up with is something that looks about like this. So you make your own glitter card. So we are going to use the From Your House to Ours. Die cut that. I'm also going to cut the little bow for our gingerbread girl and the little hearts out of this. Pop those all on there. Give them a quick run through. You definitely want to make sure this is good and dry, so you don't want it transferring into your die. Which is one of the reasons I recommend doing a larger piece so you have it, especially if you're doing a lot of festive cards. Okay, just pop this out. Oops, come on. Sentiments with swirls are always a little delicate, so just be patient. And then you can pop all the little bits out. There we go. Unfortunately, they get hooked around each other very easily, so be careful with those. So you can see I've got a really pretty little glittery die cut from that. So I've got a few that I've done ahead of time, stacking them, but I want this one on top, so I'm just going to give it a quick spray. We will line those up with the one we already have done, so we'll have even more dimension to it. Just get them on there as straight as you can. There we go. Pop that to the side, and let me get my bow. There we are. So we've got a cute little bow for our gal and some of the hearts for her center. Now, one of the things I find easiest with little fiddly things like this is if you can, if they stay in the die, just put a little teeny dot of glue on the back of them. Line them up where you want them and try to poke them out with your pokey tool, and they should go pretty much where you want them. There we go. Get that one and that one. There. And then we'll put this little cute little bow on her head. So you've got a little bow tie that comes with the set, which makes it into a cute little boy. And you've got the nice little bow on there that makes it into a cute little gingerbread girl, which is really nice. So that'll dry and the glue won't show. We'll add a little bit of mounting foam to the back on her. We'll seat her right off to the side like this. Take our sentiment, and I think I'll just do a little bit of spraying with this. We can seat the sentiment right down here. Nice little fit. And that slid just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'll bring over my backing piece. Put all those back. I've gone ahead and used a white paper pierced mat. I've added some red and some craft card in there just to tie in all the colors. Pop that down. And then I've got a couple other bits we're going to add. So I've done some candy canes out of red and white, and we will just use, I'll tell you what, let's just use a tiny bit of mounting foam on the back of that. Since I've got some raised area here, that should hold that into place. Decorate that, and a couple little corners I've cut out of the snowflakes. And they've just got a beautiful deboss look to them, so I'm going to add them up into these corners. A little glue on that one, a little glue on that one. Give them a second. We'll add them right into the corner on top, just to finish off that scene. There you go. A lot of work on this one, but I think it's so cute. And when you open your door, you can see your other little gingerbread man there. Isn't that sweet? So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and look on our YouTube channel for so many more. We have tons of them there for you.